Welcome guys. Today we are going to see a new concept called key squares, and I'm going to be posting a couple of games on this concept. I'll be posting uh, many games in each and every concepts. You can see that in my playlist. So this is the first game in the key squares concept. Uh, this is one of the main strategies in chess. So let's go first through the game. D4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3, d5, bishop g5, bishop e7, e3, h6, and then bishop h4, castles, and rook c1, b6, now cd5 and ed5. Here even knight takes d5, and after bishop takes e7, queen takes e7, knight takes d5, and e takes d5 looks more logical for black. So here black went e takes d5, then knight f3, bishop b7, bishop e2, knight bd7, castle shot, and knight e4. And this maneuver frees black's position and became one of the most important resources in Queen's Gambit declined. And bishop takes e7, queen takes e7, and queen b3. And this puts pressure on d5 and also connects the rook. Knight df6, queen knight takes e4, knight takes e4, rook c2, c5. Sooner or later, black will face problems with his hanging pawns. At first, the c5 pawn will be white's main target. White must decide between either isolating black's pawns by eliminating the other or provoking one of them to advance, which would create a strong outpost. Black, on the other hand, should somehow play dynamically around the hanging pawns and try to seize the initiative by advancing one of the pawns at the right time. Queen a3, pinning the c5 pawn, and here even instead of this, d takes c5 and b takes c5, and queen a3, rook f d8, and rook fc1 was another option for white. So after queen a3, rook fe8, and dc5, bc5, and bishop b5, and rook ed8, and bishop d3, queen e6, b4. This simple and excellent move eliminates the dynamic energy of the hanging pawns and makes them static and weak. Furthermore, a perfect outpost on d4 is secured for white pieces. And c4. This move is not recommended. Both pawns will soon be weak and vulnerable. Here c takes b4, queen takes b4, bishop a6, and knight d4, queen b6 is clearly better for white, but black's chances for a draw are significant. And knight d4, here gaining an important tempo after queen g6, bishop takes e4. The knight was the most active black's piece, so it must be taken. And after queen takes e4, b5, and this is a very important move. White opens the diagonal for the queen, restricts the bishop, and launches his majority. It is also important that black is unable to open files on the queen side. queen g6, queen e7, queen b6, a4, rook e8, here if instead a6, then a5 is coming. After rook e8, then queen b4, a5, queen c3, rook a d8. Okay, white is obviously better. He has better pawns and minor pieces. It is time to remember Nimzowit's statement about blockading a weak pawn. The first task is to establish a stable blockade, and the next stage is to transform the blockade into an attack. The next simple move is a prelude to a natural regrouping. The rooks will be doubled on the d file, and the knight will head to the c3 square. If necessary, the e4 strike may come in very handy. Rook d2, rook d6, knight e2, rook e4, rook ft1, queen d8, rook d4, and once the knight is removed from d4, the rook must become the blockading piece. Rook e5, queen d2, queen c7, knight c3, rook g6, g3. I'm sorry, here actually it was actually queen d2 here, not queen c2. And after queen c7, knight c3, rook g6, g3, and queen c5, and knight takes d5, bishop takes d5, rook takes d5, rook takes d5, and queen takes d5, queen b4, rook c1, queen takes a4. Here instead, if c3, then queen d3, queen takes a4, and rook takes c3 is also winning for white. His passed pawn has better support. After queen takes a4, rook takes c4, queen a1 check, king g2. White's passed pawn is more stronger because his white's pieces are more active than black's counterpart. And now queen b1, rook c8 check, king h7, queen takes f7, rook f6, and queen g8 check, king g6, and queen c4, queen f5, f4, a4, and then e4, queen g4, and e5, rook e6, and h3. Black resigned here. Even here, if instead of rook e6, rook takes f4, there is rook c6 check, and after king h7, there is queen takes f4. So here black resigned. I hope you would have enjoyed these games. I will be meeting you in the next game in this same concept. Thank you guys.